Zambia. Good evening, Africa. Welcome to Flashback News Update right here on KBN TV from Zambia's capital city, Lusaka, with me, Innocent Piru. You can simply call me IP. We are on DSTV channel 279, Go TV channel 27, and Topside Decoder channel 102. You can follow the program on our social media platform. Now, Tuesday, this time, it is when we get to discuss some of the hot stories that have been forgotten. And of course, we bring you back to some hot stories that could have happened in the history of Zambia. And of course, I give you a conclusion and an update where we are with some of these stories as per demand. You, the general public, because remember that you deserve nothing but the best. And with that regard, we need to ensure that when we begin to follow up a story, we follow these matters up to the latter. And that's why KBN TV is here to give you nothing but ensure that we move in one accord. We carry you together in the same vehicle, in the same basket. And the news of Flashback News Update is here, of course, with me, IP, of course. And later on, I'll be able to engage in our guest, of course, who is already in the studio right now, coming from the Zambian Youth League, inviting the president himself. This is a man who has been quite vocal and instrumental to the governance of the country, more especially on the aspect of the rule of law and also the fight against corruption. I'll be able to announce his name later on as the program goes on. Tonight, we get to find out or understand the political landscape in Zambia and also the emanating of political violence in our country and what will be the way forward. Now, you remember very well that in 1964, Zambia got independence. But prior to the independence, we did had some various, contestants. It was a fight between the black people, the black Africans, and also the black Zambians, together with the whites or the imperialists, the colonial masters that were presiding over this country. But of course, with the likes of Mainza Chona, the Simon Mwanseka, of course, we can bring in the Dr. Kenneth David Kaunda, that fought very hard and sacrificed for the liberation of Zambia's freedom. Here we are. In 1964, we got independence. But of course, as per procedure, as usual, the political freedom did not, of course, was not attained on a silver platter. So many people died in the process. Also, the political violence was also associated or was actually taking place during those moments. So many people, so many leaders died along the way. But of course, fast forward, when we got independence in 1964, we were under the multi-party or multi-partyism as a nation. But of course, during the KK Kaunda, it was a highly contested atmosphere altogether, and Dr. Kaunda was put under pressure by different political parties that, of course, were also spearheading the agendas to take over the country and become president one day of this country, and also form a government along the way. So many people were, of course, being injured. So many people, of course, were dying along the way. Fast forward again, in 1972, we did see Dr. Kaunda, who decided to come up with a single party single party democracy, or should I say a one-party state in simpler terms. According to him, his justification was in an effort to ensure that we unite the country. He wanted all Zambians to belong to one political party. That was the argument by Dr. Kaunda and his people then in government. Besides that, again, he did notice, together with the other leaders, that Zambia were divided on tribal lines. Because remember that the country Zambia, we are about 72 tribes or 73 tribes as we speak today. And Dr. Kaunda said, look, we've got so many tribes today. And because of the so many tribes, people have got different beliefs. And to bring everybody in one accord, we must be able to only establish one political party. That was the argument of Dr. Kenneth Kaunda in 1972. And of course, he decided to make an official announcement that indeed the country Zambia will have a single party, it will be a one-party state. But before that, in an effort to unite Zambia, Dr. Kaunda came up with an initiative where he brought in an anthem or a national anthem song called Tiende Pamozi, Ndimtima Omozi, One Zambia, One Nation. This song up to now is still being sung in various functions, most especially the public function. I'm going to give you a snapshot of that song, which already know most of you, for the sake of those that may not have been there, and for some of us, of course, that may have been there but have forgotten this national anthem song, which was actually launched by Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. Let's hear. Thank you so much, and welcome back to Flashback, of course, a program that aims at, of course, following up with some of the stories and making you understand where the country Zambia is coming from, and also the strides which, of course, were made or which have been made for us to be where we are today, and how we can preserve our, heritage as a nation. That's a song there, which was launched by Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, Tiende Pamozi Ndi Mtima Umozi, meaning that we should, unite, we should, belong to one country called Zambia, and also we should be patriotic enough. When you see in that video, you see so many leaders. Of course, some of you are being reminded by some people that, have gone. Others are still existing, of course. We can see the Ian Smith there from Zimbabwe. These are the people that also helped Zambia to gain its political independence. Of course, you do remember very well as well that we had Joshua Onyongolonkomo coming from Zimbabwe as well. These are people that, who toiled for the freedom or liberation of the country called Zambia and the African continent in general. That song was actually symbolizing peace and unity in our country. That was Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. But later on, we did see Dr. Kaunda in 1972, like I did mention. He decided now to abolish all the multi-party or the multiple political parties which were existing at the time, because according to him, he felt that the numerous political parties which had existed were dividing the country. Hence, Zambia was turned into a single party state. Let's find out on the launch of this one-party state. Of course, the directors, you give us that clip. Let's hear.
By the conscious decision of the people of this nation, Zambia will soon be a one-party participatory democracy. This is why the deliberations of this National Council are so important. Our decisions should be a milestone and a driving force in Zambia's unfolding future.
Thank you so much. Welcome back once again. This is a flashback right on KBN TV from Zambia's capital city, Lusaka, with me, IP. Of course, we are getting to make you understand where we're coming from and the existence of political violence in our country. Too much pressure was mounted on Dr. Kaunda after he introduced a single party state called Zambia. So many political parties, including some international, organizations, came on board and said, look, you can't have a single political party in Zambia called UNIP. You need other political parties for democracy to exist. Fast forward, we did see that 3 years later, before 1991, Dr. Kaunda was actually forced to reintroduce or to call for rather an early elections in which elections were to be held because of the pressure that of course resulted from the hunger strike that of course people were going through, the high poverty levels, the inflation rate also after the sale of some other companies or state assets. Again, there was not privatization but other companies which were not performing well before the privatization. We did see that Dr. Kaunda again was putting pressure, and later on he called for an early election which saw the late Dr. Chiluba forming government in 1991. And of course, when we formed government under now the MMD in 1991 and Dr. Chiluba, we reverted back to the multipartism or the multi-party democracy as a country until where we are today. In 1991, we saw the coming back of various political parties. But something which has not vanished in our minds is the political violence and how can we deal with it. Of course, so many things have been happening, and let's see if the MMD as well managed to quell the political violence. But again, fast forward, when the MMD, left power after the loss of Dr. Chiluba, the loss of MMD in 2011 under the Patriotic Front, we did see the MMD as well. Actually, before that, there was a lot of confusion within the movement for multi-party democracy under the leadership, of course, of Mwanawasa, and later on RB took over. What did we see? Some ugly pictures there. One of the pictures is the picture where one of the senior leaders who was the national secretary under the MMD by the name of Major Kachingwe was actually brought down. When I say brought down, I mean he was actually allegedly beaten. Am I right? Or beaten? I'm trying to be careful as a journalist. I don't know if he was beaten or allegedly. I don't know, but the picture will be able to speak to you and you make your own conclusion. Let's see the picture of Boma Nusambo, of course, beating or allegedly beating Mr. or Major Kachingwe. Let's see just a snapshot of it.
We don't have a national secretary. We have the national secretary.
Boma Nusambo, your group has been disbanded by the national secretary. What is your immediate comment?
Well, first and foremost, we don't have a national secretary.
Since when?
I know that the national secretary by now he must be suspended pending expulsion from the party because of crossing discipline which he has caused to our party. And for him to behave in the kangaroo manner, it won't help him. Because this is not a party for Mr. Kachingwe, and this is not a party for an individual. This is a party which was formed under the collective of different people. And Mr. Kachingwe, we know that is a crook, and he has been sponsored, and we have been talking about this. This is not the first time, but he has just provoked the sleeping lion. He will never, ever enter this place again, because we are here, and we are here to put things in order. I thank you.
What's the way forward of the here?
We are sorting him out. We are moving him now. If he's here, we are moving him now, and we are going to do it forcefully if you won't go out, because this is not a kangaroo place. This is a political party which was founded under the fundamental of democracy. And if we can misbehave like Mr. Kachingwe, the behavior which has exhibited today, we are very sorry and we will sort him out. I thank you.
What mandate do you have to say what you're saying?
I have the mandate. I'm a youth of this party, and I have the mandate. The mandate which I have is to protect the integrity of the party. I thank you.
But
Major was elected at the convention.
Major was elected.
To be in his office.
Major
you
was
were not elected.
Exactly. Major was elected by the convention,
yes.
And if he has a closed arm to the party, a elected member, he can face disciplinary action.
So you haven't followed those disciplinary procedures.
I'm not in the executive to follow those disciplinary action because and even him, he has misbehaved. On this one, he has misbehaved.
But he has papers indicating that the current MMD president was a member of another political party, and that was an oversight.
So he's
You're still watching the flashback right here on KBN TV, a program, of course, that aims at making you understand and also tracking back some of the forgotten stories and bring to your attention where we are and how we can able to move forward as a country. What solutions can we use to cure these problems that we're facing over political violence? That was Mr. Boma Lusambo, of course, that had gone to the MMD Secretariat and instructed the young people to drag out or to strangle Major Kachingwe at a time. But again, when the MMD lost power, again, we did see in 2012 and 2011, after losing power, fast forward in 2012, we did see also another man very prominent in the MMD who also went with anger and he strangled a journalist at the time. Let's find out this beautiful and of course ugly picture on your screen there. That is Mr. William Banda, who happens to be, who was actually the MMD deputy Lusaka province deputy chairperson at the time under the MMD. So this was the time when Mr. William Banda was actually arrested by the police, and upon being released immediately outside the premises, he decided to, strangle one of the reporters who was, of course, fuming at the time. This is Lloyd Kapusa, a man who is now, I want to believe he's in Brazil. Yeah, that's a journalist who is now based in Brazil at the time. This is Lloyd Kapusa. This is what happened. The political violence has always been there. Not even the media has been spared before. We've been through and through this process. Let's take it fast forward again and see where we're coming from. Fresh memories. We did see when the Patriotic Front were in power, they had promised to track down the political violence, but this again never stopped. One of the people that were, of course, disadvantaged during the 2021 general elections campaign was now the head of state, President Hakainde Hichilema, at the airport in Eastern Province in Mambwe, district of Eastern Province. Right at airport. Let's see what transpired when he was blocked by the police and what were the remarks of President Hakainde Hichilema.
That we don't do a road show. We don't talk to a crowd. We don't hold a meeting. Just to proceed from here to the hotel. Maybe we can agree that we allow 3 vehicles to go into the hotel. From the hotel, if there is another program, we should not have a procession.
What I suggest we do?
Yes.
So that we work within the law, eh?
Yes.
What you're saying is illegal. You know that very well. So, but we understand your situation. What you need to know is that we understand the pressure you are under. It's coming from there.
Okay.
We know. So let's now work a mechanism that has a semblance of a legal position. Because sooner or later, you as an individual, you'll be sued and you lose the case. We don't want to do that. We are one family. We all know what we want. We want a better police service. Right? That's not retired the national interest for doing its job. That's what we want. Who are looked after. And police look after citizens. So what we do, we go where we are going, escort us. Not 2 vehicles, 3 vehicles. A number of vehicles. If you are able to throw tear gas like that and bombs, certainly you can protect us from those PF thugs. It's the thugs you are afraid.
We're still live on KBN TV flashback program, of course on DSTV channel 279, Go TV channel 27, and Topsat Decoder channel 102. Can you follow the program on social media platforms? Send us the questions and also the comments on the platform KBN TV Facebook page. That was President Hakainde Hichilema back in the opposition. Of course, undergoing through a lethal moment and also a very difficult moment for him to campaign. Remember that this was happening on the 29th of July 2021. We're talking about a month before the August 12th, you know, or a month before the general elections. Something, of course, very sad. And he did promise that once I come into office, the thing of blocking other people at the airport will never happen. And he did make an emphasis that, look, it's the first time I'm seeing a leader, a prominent leader like me, being blocked right at the airport. And I am a citizen, I'm a free man to be able to campaign. And moreover, this is a campaign period. Once I come into office, nobody will be blocked using the police. Those were the remarks of President Hakainde Hichilema. Let's now find out what happened last week again. We had a story of the former head of state also being blocked, not until some lawyers, Makebi Zulu happened to be the lawyer to the former head of state, putting up an effort to negotiate on behalf of the police and said, you can't block us, you are supposed to escort us. Let's find out what were the remarks from Makebi Zulu, the lawyer to the former head of state.
Security for whom?
For whom? For
security for who?
For the people that will come.
Which people? Whose security? Whose security, sir? You have come to give me a message.
Yes, sir.
So, whose security?
In our case, because you can be overwhelmed in terms of security. The situation, you know, you are a public figure, sir, and definitely people have a lot of following.
So,
a lot of following.
And you don't want that?
No, we thought maybe the area could not be peaceful.
What do you mean? What's your job?
I said
your job, sir, is to maintain peace and security.
Yes.
So you will do your job.
Yes, sir.
And we will do our job.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. So let's work together.
No, that's exactly the message I've brought.
So now we are going to move together,
yes,
and you will take us there.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So for us, we are very peaceful people. We have not come here to fight anyone. We've come to attend the ceremony. So what's going to happen is we are going to leave this place together. You accord us security, and those that will try to make the place not so peaceful, your job is to make sure that they're taken away. Yes. No. Listen. If you can't tell us who, then we don't know whether that person is authority.
Yes, of course.
Yes,
so that's why I'll be saying.
Who's that person?
Okay, my higher authority.
Who's your higher authority?
No, sir, the Zambia police.
Is someone in the rank of the police?
Yeah, rank and power structure.
You are telling me that the police are the ones that invite people to the traditional ceremony?
No, we just come also to contain the
continue with the invitations?
No, the peaceful force, Western environment.
So
You're still live on a flashback program right here on KBN TV from Zambia's capital city, Lusaka, with me, IP. And of course, this is where we're coming from as a country, and this is how political violence has persisted in our Republic of Zambia, with so many promises that have been made before, but we see less change really, of course, happening in that regard, particularly the political violence. What is the way forward? What can we do as a country to move away or to get rid of the political violence? Send me those messages via, of course, the phone line, and also use our social media handle, KBN there. Send in the messages on Facebook. We'll be able to read through, and of course, some of them, we'll be able to scroll them. Right now, allow me to introduce my guest, of course, from the governance circles of this country. He's been quite vocal, like I didn't mention earlier on, very instrumental. His name is Oshud Malambo, who happens to be the Zambian Youth League president. He joins me. Mr. President, good evening and welcome to the program.
Evening, Comrade MP. Evening, God bless Zambia, God bless our mother Zambia.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
How is the Youth League?
We are trying to gather youth together, to reason together,
right,
for the betterment of our country, for the betterment of our people, our fathers, as Maya, Tetewatu, Wose, so that we come together to help the sitting government, the previous government, to reason together with our people of this nation.
With the ugly pictures we are not seeing, or we are from watching you and I, together with the people of Zambia out there, do you think, are we getting somewhere as a country? Are we able to move together, Nazmai and Nazbambo, as we've mentioned?
You know, we could not talk about the 1991 to 1999, 2001. We can bring about the issues of the former head of state, may so rest in peace, Kenneth Kaunda. Those are gone. But now, we are into 21st century, of course. Incidents happen in different, like, let's get an example of our sitting president, His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema. He was in opposition as a political leader then. So being in opposition of political leader, you need to expect such things to happen in life, where the opponent is fearing for you to go instead to do your campaign and other things. Right. Looking at the recent past of Malila Mwambo traditional ceremony, which was in Eastern Province, for President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, these are two scenario issues. Right. President Edgar Lungu is the former head of state, number one. President Hakainde Hichilema was then in opposition. These are two scenario things. So initially, sometimes, you know, our senior officers work under instruction. But of course, I know this wasn't the intention of the Republican president of Zambia to inform the police, no, do this, no. It's almost in political parties, there are cadres around, people who are influential to give instruction over them. But this is not a good thing. Yeah, this is not a good thing, Comrade IP. A country needs to change one day. We need to move forward. Hatred needs to go by. Whenever these things are happening around in our country, we need to look at ourselves. What about me if I'm out? Am I going to go back to Monze? Right. Am I going to go back to Livingstone? All these things happen for a reason. So we need to check ourselves, what we are doing now. I think for I see President Hakainde Hichilema has really maybe himself forgot about the past. We don't know what is happening between the two. But at the recent time, we are going to say, if you look at all these things happening today, everyone is pointing at the head of the state. But he's one man. Does he have good people around him? Those are the questions that we need to look at as a country. You know, it's not just one man can never say, is President Chagwa in Eastern Province? He can't know. Of course, they'll inform him. Yeah. OP is there, police are there. No, he'll be there. But can he give an instruction because of a ceremony? Those are the things that we need to look at on this.
I know for sure that, President, each time when there's such an occurrence, the first thing that comes out is that, it is the president. Because remember, if your lieutenants or your lieutenants messes up, the buck stops at you as a leader. You know, why am I bringing this issue, this example? We have seen it even under the Kaunda era, under the Rupia Banda era, under the Chiluba era. Each time when the ministers messed up, people are saying, it's Chiluba, it's RB. So how can President Hakainde Hichilema, move away from this issue? How can he, cleanse himself?
Comrade Daipe, I'll tell you something. You have done well to bring the issues of the Rupia Bandas, may so rest in peace, Michael Sata, the Mwana Wasas. Yeah. This is what which is what is the truth on the table. When President Manasseh saw that it was a hit on his side for his opponent, he brought reconciliation, number one. He brought reconciliation between himself and President Michael Chufya-Sata. May the soul rest in peace. When Arabi saw it was hot, he says, he brought reconciliation. Regardless of what went around them. End of the day, they said, okay, we should not fight. Let's fight on policies. Let's fight on argument of policies of the governance system. They brought in reconciliation between the two of them. And they reconciled, the country moved forward. What we need now, what we are looking at Zambia Newsweek now, is to make sure that our father of the nation, His Excellency. I will tell you one more thing, Comrade Daipi, that we should know. I know President Hakainde personally. He's not a man that can keep grudge for a person for a long time. We had that certain chats with the president for some time. We could talk on WhatsApp calls. But he's not a man that can keep grudge. But how can you feel that people that have even put you in a small room for 4 days or 3 days without you seeing the sun, they are still mistreating you up to now? This is another incident again. You are in opposition, they mistreat you. You are in the president, they mistreat you. The man still forgives. And also, to the former head of state, there must be a remorse of reconciliation. We must remove all opponents around him and bring them together for reconciliation. Otherwise, Zambia is not going anywhere. We are in a bad state as of now. Things are not okay.
In your opinion, how do you think, or what makes you think that maybe the incumbent or the head of state now, President Hakainde Hichilema, is being mistreated? Are you able to cite some examples?
Comrade IP, I'll tell you, Hakainde is a president. He's just 2 years in power. 2 years in power is something that we're looking at a project of 10 years for him maybe to go up to 2031. That's what his wish is. But the people are different how they think. A president seated, so the profile pages of Facebook heading on how he's governing the country, the opposition pointing out, no, he's just, we want to a lot of things. From the beginning, this person prophetized the country, look what he has done. All this, even if you're a human being, you can feel head of the day. I will tell you one more thing, President Comrade IP. Listen to me over this point. If President Hakainde wanted to revenge and say, what they did to me, I authorize the UP and this country to have been bloodshed. But for now, what we need to work on as youth needs to gather together, needs to come together and find a way. Like Zambia Newsweek, we have written to President Edgar Chogalungu. We have sent about 2 letters so far.
Interesting.
Why are we sending letters? We're not sending to the former head of state is a president's
administration.
On its own, it's got power around him. But we are saying now, President, we send a letter to Zambia Newsweek asking for an audience to sit. Why is this thing happening around? Because as a former head of state, he must into all together with the president. Regardless, people say, no, Hakainde alikwata ego. It's a lie. I had a chat with President Hakainde so many times. Even the time before he left for UK, the time he's going to Angola, all those things we have been talking. What are we talking about? It's all about the reconciliation that we want to take in Levi Mwanawasa, Sejamindola, for him to reconcile with the former head of state. Regardless, let's forget, corruption is corruption, but we're talking about the two people. That each other was giving instruction to each other, and another one is giving instruction to another person. We are trying to bring harmony on between us youths. If they don't want, our position is very simple. If both of the two they don't want, then we are saying we are getting 80 seats in parliament as youths. Maybe we can do it better more than that. That's what we're thinking now. But of course, we know President Chogalungu will respond soon to Zambia Newsweek over those issues.
Right. Let me talk about, of course, let me take you a little bit back again in terms of the aspect of President Hakainde Hichilema. Like you've mentioned, you've rightly put it that he's a human being. Sometimes he can get upset, he can, get angered, and stuff like that. Yes, he is a human being. Yes. But again, we've seen, of course, like you mentioned, social media, we've seen so many, what I may describe as maybe sometimes propaganda on social media, sometimes even we in the mainstream media, we are being accused of misquoting the president and also, trying to bring the state down. These allegations have been there. Each and every administration that comes in, they'll say, no, the media is bad. The private media is bad and stuff like that. But my question is, how can a leader in the name of, for example, HH, begin to ignore some of the noise, mosquitoes in his ears, because he's now a head of state? The same complaints the same concerns that he raised, that people are raising now, even other people, when he was in the opposition, he was among the people that actually brought a lot of issues around, a lot of accusations on various government. The MMT government, he criticized them. Again, the PF was among the #1 critics in this country. Why should he not be criticized?
Bemba say, "Ichamwine, chikonko mwine."
Right.
What I will tell you the truth is that it's now that you are seeing those things outside. Now that he's head of state, the president should expect from the media houses, from everybody in this country, over the issues of milieu, poor governance system. He must accept that these things, what are coming now to the people of Zambia, what people are speaking out. A true leader must accept. When you accept what you are being told, when you accept the accusation that are being brought to you, you must understand that why are these things being brought to me now? So as a leader, as at now, whatever actions they're giving him, they are positive, they're not negative. That's what it is in leadership.
Right.
So as a leader, he must accept. So that's where the president is going wrong. We should not beat about the bush. He must know that, okay, here there's a problem at Ministry of Mines. At the Ministry of Health, there's a problem. How do I solve the issue? You can't keep somebody who's giving you a problem.
Right.
If agriculture, there's a problem, you must accept. You must walk in fast and look and check yourself.
So in short, you are calling for a reshuffle?
Yes, of course, 70%. I'll give you so many examples. You'd find that maybe a certain minister with a certain director not getting along. It's because certain people, certain individuals from the main house, maybe state house, they are controlling a director. All those things are problem into system of governance. You find that maybe a certain director is just okay, is a good director, but because there's party which all that we call it corruption. So the president must accept and say, okay, fine, now I've heard. Because the people of Zambia, they gave me a mandate of 5 years, and they are watching. And Zambians are docile people. If you give them tomato for 10 kwacha, they'll buy. You give them rice for 50 kwacha, they'll buy. They don't say no. The moment they react, it will be too late for the president. But the truth is that every president has got good, bad side and another side which is very bad. Both of them.
In 2021, President Hakainde Hichilema was blocked at the airport, like you've seen the clip. The whole blame went to ECL that he had instructed the police not to allow President Hakainde Hichilema to, enter Mambwe for his campaigns. Again, today we are seen at the same airport, coincidentally, at the same airport, same place, same district. The former head of state is being blocked by the police. And Zambians are saying those police officers could have been instructed by the head of state. What is the problem?
This is what I mentioned.
Was ECL a failure at the time to manage the police officers and his cadres? Is Bali now a failure also for allegedly failing to manage the police officers and the cadres?
This is what I've been trying to say, Comrade IP. Then, Hakainde was he was in opposition. President Hakainde was in opposition. He was trying to penetrate in Eastern Province with his getting numbers because of the chairman who's Johabi that side and other people on the ground. But not even everyone is acceptable in politics. This is acceptable in politics, which we can never run out from the fact. Whoever gave instruction should not come to the president. Hakainde can never carry his phone. Former head of state can never carry his phone and say, okay, can you block that person not to enter? But if there's a blueprint from State House, or if there's a blueprint from OP, which is saying both of them, they call the police, then we have wrong leaders around our country. We have been having wrong leaders around the country. But both of them, they should understand that time is gone. We should move forward now. Whatever happened, specifically, Edgar Chagalungu was moving to attend a ceremony, invited. Because the president has not been moving to all ceremony around the country. We don't know the reason why. But if ECA was invited to go there, he was invited on the purpose of the people of that constituency, of that area, of that district. So for now, as Zambian youth, we have taken note of all these things, Comrade IP, and we have said, okay, fine, we don't want to talk about these things. This is just a political moving around themselves. What should we do? We write down to ECL. We write down to President Hakainde Hichilema as the father of the nation. Now we have got one president. This is where we are getting all along. Our youths, our mothers and fathers should hear this. We have one head of state who's the president of the Republic of Zambia. We will never compare the former head of state and a sitting president. The statesman should be given respect, due respect. But also, either in PF, either in UPND, either in social party, any political party should recognize that we have head of state. But just because Hakainde, the Republican president, was calling Dr. Lungu, Mr. Lungu, every time, now everyone wants to do a reference of the past, then the country can never move forward. We have wrong leaders then. Or both leaders.
Do you think us reconciling, I mean, you've given a perfect example that there's need for the two leaders to reconcile, if at all there are some burning issues out there, which you and the process, you as the league, to show that maybe you can spearhead this if chance given. You reminded me about what Mandela did when he just, took power in South Africa under the ANC. He called for truth and reconciliation.
Yes.
That worked out. There was no repent whatsoever. But in Zambia, the story is different.
It's not different, comrade. I'll tell you. Most people that get the picture of Hakainde in a different way. Right. That I will tell you. I've never gotten money from Hakainde in my life. Okay? When he's president now. In the past, yes, I can accept.
Right.
But I will tell you the truth on a project basis. Now, I will tell you, he's a person that forgives. He's a person that can sit, you can talk business. But now when power enters your mind, it's a different way. Right. How you get things, how you want to do things. Here's where the problem is. So we have written to President Hakainde to say, President, we want a reconciliation in Manawasa. Apart from what, we want a good governance. Apart from what, we want our youth to acquire land. Apart from what, we want our youth to do this. All those issues are tabled. We want President Edgar Lungu to be there. And I know ECO will accept. He's a man of the heart. Right. He's got a good heart. ECO has got no problem. Now, where we don't know is the people around both of them. If President said had good people that had a heart for the people of Zambia, I will tell you one more thing. President Hakainde has got no problem with anyone. But we need to check there are people around their circles of leadership. Who is there? Somebody is telling President ECO, you start getting hate of things you don't know. What is behind it? And we saw, you and me, we saw when President HH was saying, I called ECO. He's fine there. He should not lie that we're not talking. All those things. Are people looking into that? These are politics.
You're watching a flashback right here on KBN TV from Zambia's capital city, Lusaka, with me, IP. Of course, you can call us in the studio. The phone line is right open. I can see most of you have already started sending messages. But of course, you can go further and send messages using our Facebook page for easier access and, of course, for visibility's sake. So let's hear what you are saying, you as the viewers out there. I know that there will be so many things that we're going to talk about and also in line with the fight against corruption. But let's see what the viewers you are saying this evening on the program. Caller, good evening and welcome to the program.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
I'm George in Kalawai.
Thank you so much, George.
From within Lusaka.
Thank you. Go ahead with the contribution.
Good evening, Samalambo.
Evening, comrade. How are you, sir?
Overall speaking, opposition has been disappointed us. We saw very weak quality in terms of opposition. We have also seen the opposition working together with the private radio stations, promoting regionalism. So this is one source of violence. So to get this...
Okay, just there before you proceed. When you say that some of the opposition are working with some private radio stations to promote disunity in the country, which private station would you refer to?
Have you listened to 48 programs? I want to name them, but you listen to 48 programs, especially in the morning.
Okay.
So we suggest that as we reform the Registrar of Societies Act, we should enact the law that for a political party to operate in this country, it must have one, a national character of at least 5,000 members from each province. Two, they must be intra-party democrats, entailing that a party should hold the convention for it to continue operating. I think this will really let the country and its ignorance to subside. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate it for your contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. All right, that's a view, of course, coming from one of our first caller within Lusaka, Zambia. You can call us as well, but again, you can send the messages via our social media platform, KBN TV Facebook page there for easy accessibility. In case we don't easily see your messages here, use our page, KBN Facebook page. There, caller, good evening and welcome to the program.
Comrade, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Live?
You are live and loud and clear. Tell us your name and the place you're calling us from.
I don't know because I just switched on now. What is really like the discussion? I'm sorry.
So basically, we are looking at the political violence in Zambia and what could be the cure of it. The best examples we have given at the moment is the ECL being blocked in the Eastern Province and also HH again, who was blocked in 2021 at the same place. Right.
Yes. My contribution would really like go straight to the point. The cure to the political violence that is happening in this country, it was really quite disturbing to see people harass ECL and treat him in such a manner. One thing you should know is that ECL at some point, we can't actually run away from it. He was a former, or he's still the former head of state. And in whatever situation, people must actually learn now to give him respect. It's really sad. You can have like the current president. At this point, of course, when time comes, he will have to, say goodbye to whatever, being president. And tell me, what respect would it bring to our country and, people to see him being harassed in such a manner?
Right.
So the most important thing is we need to accept to say, okay, ECL did his part when he had an opportunity to, and he served his country according to his ability.
Thank you so much.
And where he left, somebody must continue without, creating negative energy that might, bring the country to where we are now.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I can pick up my last call. Then my guest, of course, dives in with the further conversation. The program is live on KBN TV, channel 279, and also God TV, channel 27, Topstar Decoder, channel 102. You can drop in your message on our KBN Facebook page for easy accessibility. We are able to easily read your message when you use our Facebook page, KBN. But of course, you can call us in the studio. The program is live on all the various platforms. Let's, as we wait for the viewers to call in, let's look at, of course, you mentioned, you seem to be concerned about the fight against corruption in Zambia and how we are dealing with this issue. What could be or how should we fight this scourge, the corruption fight in Zambia?
Comrade IP.
Okay, before that, let me just pick up our last call and then we proceed with our conversation. Caller, good evening and welcome to the program. Caller, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
Yes, I want to topic political violence in Zambia.
Yes, please.
Yes. Can I go ahead?
Go ahead, please. You are loud and clear.
Yes, some stations, I'm telling you, IP, quite disappointing. I think some of these stations.
Oh, okay. Please, you can call us back. Apologies. I don't know what has happened. Could be just maybe the system or the network. Yeah, please call us back. Yes, the fight against corruption in 6 minutes as we go.
Comrade IP, this has been a story, a song. Watengagito Amboliza. It has been it's really so bad that most of our leaders have even failed to do 70 to 90% to manage what is corruption. The first thing that Zambians should understand, Comrade IP, is very simple. A question comes: what is corruption? That's the first question. What is corruption? Corruption is not just on one individual person. Corruption is who gets the money and who gives out. This is where we are failing to fight. There are incidents that has happened where head of state has fired, maybe the Solicitor General, Solicitor General, say the ACC or DEC is following up him. But the question is one thing. Is ACC, before they announce on that corruption, for the person who gave that person money? How do you entice a person? These are the things that we are failing to understand. And you know, money is so enticing that anyway, if you give money, somebody can collect the money, can have it. Those are the things happening around our societies, our system. So for this system to change in the next 3-5 years, maybe my generation or my children, they'll come and clean all these systems. Right. But as at now, you can't go and accuse, no, in UPF, because there is corruption, kuja, corruption. Even now, before I break something from your eye, the Bible says so, I should remove myself that thing which is in my eye. So the thing happening now under corruption is that, is the government seated today, asking, this is where people are calling, PF calls, oh, Ujana corruption, this minister, let me just wind up with this point. This party leader, who was sad for Comrade Membe, it's so sad for him to be dragged like this in so many issues. But these are the issues we're talking about. Okay, you find that he talks about corruption, but the thing is that who created this corruption to happen? Between Comrade IP or Malamba myself. Okay, this is what Zambia should accept the truth. The government, even the president himself, even the ACC Director General, okay, should understand that whoever walks in that director's office, in that minister's office, will cause the minister for a tea and gives him something for a favor. The person, they should be starting with the person that their head is giving out, interviewing him, arrest him, detain him, and take him to court. Why did your mind corrupt yourself to corrupt a minister, to corrupt an MP? So a problem is not that person in that office. The problem, Comrade IP, is the person who's using the money. Right. Next step that the government should take on, even the people that are accepting those corruption, why are they accepting to do a favor to move a Zambian investor, then they give to a foreign investor? This is argument that I always give, even if you remember, we argued with President Lungu, former head of state. I argued with him totally. I said, Mr. President, this is not right. You must arrest your people. Right. What they are doing there is they're destroying the issues of Mwenyirunga. Arrest them. And what President Edgar Lungu did, he never favored anyone. He never had whoever it is. He said, no, he instructed Kanganja. He instructed the police, go and arrest. And people were arrested. This is how we fight. And this is what President Dechech is doing now. He's fighting his own ministers. These people are doing, but he's not doing much. What we need to see is, first of all, he need to fight the people that are corrupting
the root cause. Right.
The root cause of the problem. This is what we're talking about. Because you can never just fire a minister in Wapula province. Meantime, there was a Chinese who went to the minister, he wanted that Switzerland. You understand? So even people are talking about Switzerland, even the opposition leaders are talking about, they should also look at issues inside. Who is bringing this cause of a problem in this issue? Right. Here's how we fight corruption. We don't just go and fire, President Hakainde, I have fired the minister. That is not how it is. We must find people. If you should say today, mention a lot of people, a lot of them will be fired.
Right. President, we have to go. I know that you and I, we will not stop talking. There's a lot that we need to discuss. But otherwise, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. I wish you the best and the league.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I've been hosting Hoshud Malambo, who happens to be the president of the Zambian Youth League, discussing various issues. Of course, the issue of political violence in Zambia and also corruption fight. Thank you so much. Up next is People's Voice. I'll be back shortly in the next 5 minutes. Thank you.
Friday, the 29th of September 2023 will be a monumental day with 2 groundbreaking events. Celebrating excellence at the inaugural 2023 Leadership Excellence Awards at Taj Pamosi Hotel from 19 hours to 22 hours. Earlier on the day, seize the opportunity and come and listen to captains of industry who have excelled in different leadership categories as they speak at the once-in-a-lifetime Leadership Excellence Public Lecture at Mulungushi International Conference Center, a precursor to the awards. Speakers at the Leadership Excellence Public Lecture will include Professor Chifwana Kenny, the visionary behind the growth of University of Lusaka; Iqbal Patel, Group CEO and visionary behind Trade Kings; Professor Taxon Lambert, one of Zambia's longest-serving surgeons; Makebi Zulu, one of the most influential legal minds of our time; Dr. Aaron Mujajati, one of the most accessible and interactive physicians; Dr. Inonge Mbikusita Lewanika,